Hello everyone and welcome to this brand new video. So today I'm going to analyze the assets that I can trade during periods of war or strong geopolitical tensions. We'll start by looking at currency indices like the DXY and the EXY. Then we'll move on to gold, silver and oil. And finally, I want to share my two positions on CHFJPY and CADJPY. The idea isn't to speculate on current events, but to understand where the flows are going and how the price reacts. Let's start with the DXY, which is the dollar index. Currently, I'm on a one-day chart, meaning each candle represents one day. So as we can see on the chart, we have lower highs and lower lows, followed by a period of consolidation. Okay, we have the 150 period moving average that's accompanying the price. So currently the DXY is on a bearish trend. Now let's proceed to XY, which is the index for the euro currency. So as we can clearly see on the chart, currently the euro index is on a significant upward trend, and as you can observe, the beginning of this bullish movement started on January 13th. Okay, here we clearly see that we have increasingly higher lows on increasingly higher highs. Okay, so this aligns with Dow theory, followed by a consolidation phase. The 150 period moving average is tracking the price. We can clearly see it's tracking the price and it consistently remains below the price. Okay, so now let's move on to gold, which is the #1 safe haven asset, therefore XAU USD. So we begin. We are on a 4-hour chart here, which means each candle represents 4 hours. So here I've drawn my diagonal support. We can see the market reacted to it multiple times. Once here, twice here, 3 times here. Okay, here we clearly see a symmetrical triangle bottom. Okay, diagonal resistance, diagonal support. Here I've outlined my price zone at the 51.99 and 200 level. We can see that the market came and broke this resistance here, followed by a pullback and a small bullish impulse. So I've placed my alert just above the round numbers. Okay, so if the market ever breaks through this resistance level, I will potentially enter a position or wait for a pullback to be able to enter a position. Okay, so now let's turn our attention to silver. And speaking of silver, it's a position that I actually entered into last week, and I'm really looking forward to sharing all the details with you at the very end of this video. So looking at this, we can clearly see that silver is at the very beginning of an upward trend, and here we can clearly see that the market wicked right at the support level. Okay, after that I drew my diagonal support line. The market came down and touched it a first time here and then a second time here. Next, right here we can clearly observe the round numbers. Okay, regarding the resistance level, we can see that the market came to break through it, then came back to retest it multiple times, followed by a significant bullish impulse. So what I've done is I've moved my stop loss to the level of 87,924. Okay, so my first exit zone, it is located at the level of 119,1858. Next, let's move on to focusing our attention on crude oil. Yes, oil, the price of crude oil to be precise. So as we can clearly see and observe right here on the screen, we're going to go ahead and switch over to a one-day chart. Okay, so what we have here is a one-day chart. We can clearly see that the 150 moving average is following the price. Okay, the resistance level was broken after a small pullback, so I've potentially set my alert right here. Therefore, I'm waiting for the market to come and trigger this alert so I can potentially enter a position. So if the market makes a move like this against me, and then just like that, right here, it's retesting that level. See, then it proceeds to settle itself upon the support. This is followed by a strong bullish impulse. Why don't we aim to reach the first exit zone? Okay. Next, we're going to take a look at the CADJPY pair, specifically on the 1 hour time frame. So this particular setup represents a trade that I actually entered into last week. And as you can clearly observe on the chart right here, this trading opportunity is playing out absolutely perfectly. So I really want to break down for you my exact entry strategy on this CADJPY trade. So as you can clearly see right here, I had my significant bearish trend. And in this spot, I drew my diagonal resistance line. So right here, we can clearly see that the market has come down and broken through at this specific level. Therefore, I'm entering my position right here, and I've been managing my trade every single step of the way. As you can observe, with each new low point, I've come to adjust and move my stop loss. My first stop, I moved it to this point, okay? The second stop loss, I then relocated it here, and the third stop loss, I've placed it right here. So currently the market is experiencing an upward trend. So right now I am up by 2.25% on my trading capital. All right, next up we're going to move on to CHFJPY, which is the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. This position is also playing out absolutely perfectly, as you can clearly see right here. Here I've drawn out my oblique support line. Okay, we can observe that the market has come down to test this particular support level multiple times. What I did was I drew out my resistance line. Okay, so I entered into a position right here, okay, at the resistance line's breakout. So I've re-entered my position here. The market, as you can see, has come back to retrace just slightly. It then came back to test the resistance level. It almost touched the stop loss that I have placed here, and was then followed by a significant bullish impulse, followed by a period of consolidation, another impulse and a retracement, and now we're seeing another strong bullish impulse. So I have moved my stop losses up incrementally. So when the market reached the level of exit zone number 1, I then moved my stop loss to the 200.480 level. After that, the market moved in the right direction, and I came to move my stop loss to the 202.185 level. Here are my market predictions for this upcoming week. Okay, so we're going to head over to Discord now. So once we're on Discord, we'll go to the CHFJPY. As you can clearly observe here, this particular trading opportunity was actually sent out on February the 20th at precisely 9:46 in the morning. Okay, so for CHFJPY, we're focusing on a 1 hour time frame. Okay, so as you can see on the graph, I entered into my position right here. Okay, after that, the market on February 24th, we can clearly see that it made a significant bullish impulse. So immediately I moved my stop loss to break even. Okay. Following that, we can see that the market came right here to break through the significant round number zone around the 202-300 mark. So I've moved my stop loss just below that, specifically to the 202.185 level. That's all there is to it. Okay, so currently we are up by $4,972.
Next, the CADJPY currency pair.
The position was opened on February 16th, okay, at 8:46 AM. Again, it's ADJPY. The time frame is noted, the stop losses, okay. So the entry was made here, as you can see, okay. Next, how was the trade management carried out? As we can clearly observe here, the market came down, it retraced slightly, and then positioned itself on the support level. And now we can distinctly see it slowly progressing towards our first designated exit zone. Once it had crossed exit zone number 1, I then moved my stop loss to break even at the 112.667 level. Following that, as you can clearly observe on the graph, the market dramatically surged to exit zone number 2, and I then strategically moved my stop loss to the level of exit zone number 1, specifically at 113,289. Initially we were here, and then we saw the market retrace quite sharply, so I moved my stop loss just below exit zone number 2. to the level of 113.748. Currently we are in profit. So that's how I analyze my positions and how I operate. So if you'd like to learn more about this, please don't hesitate to subscribe. The link for my Telegram is right down below, and the link for my private Discord is also just below. Okay? So on that note, I wish you all an excellent evening, and I'll see you tonight from 11 p.m. for the opening of the financial markets. I wish you an excellent evening.